feel the presence and the power and the love of God Almighty, all beauty rushing through you, because it always is. It's never an on and off kind of thing. For the power and the presence and the love of God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Never compromises its nature. Never contradicts itself. God is always God. Love is always love. Peace is always peace. Joy and beauty and intelligence never go against their nature. So when we talk about the presence that is never an absence, we're talking about those attributes and more being consistent, being always the same, yet wanting to know themselves as each and every one of us. So we don't have to pray to God for God to be God. We're praying that we may allow that which is happening eternally and everywhere to happen and know itself as our life and being, so that we participate in the love and the abundance and the intelligence and the beauty as it personifies itself through each and every one of us according to our unique pattern. Our uniqueness is one of our superpowers, because there is no one exactly like us, so we never have to live under the frequency of comparison, which is deadly. For often so many people move through their lives comparing themselves to others. You can be inspired by others, yes. You can be mentored by others, yes. You can be encouraged by others, yes. But you're not to compare yourself to the so-called other. The only comparison you are ever to have is compare yourself to your previous self, so that you see the arc of your unfoldment, so that you can see where you have come from, but always longing to be more of yourself, so that month after month, year after year, there is a greater vision and version of yourself that's being released, so that stagnation, which is another definition of hell, so that stagnation is where you are not living. You're living in the unfolding of infinite good that is within you, and that is your very life and being. Thus, as we introduce this particular theme this month, which is to see, to be, to live in serenity, to see rightly, to be vibrationally ourselves, and to live in serenity. When we consider serenity, we're considering a kind of a calm and a sense of peace. This does not mean that you're not in the world with passion and dynamic good and enthusiasm. It means that you're living in this world with less and less reactivity to the conditions and circumstances of the world, because you're living from inside out rather than from outside in. And so to live in the dynamic calm and peace, meaning that you are training yourself and having spiritual insight to begin to see from a larger perspective of life. That you're not myopic and focused just on circumstances and conditions, but that you are in a prayerful resolve to see from a much larger perspective, cosmic perspective, as it were. As a matter of fact, as you see the arc of human evolution from individuals only having territorial consciousness, and then national consciousness, global consciousness, now with the advent of telescopic point of view, cosmic consciousness, where we can now see that there's over 100 billion galaxies, of which thousands of years ago people had no concept of that. Their particular point of view was very small and territorial and then national. We had the capacity to move into cosmic consciousness. And when we begin to combine our spiritual practice with the expanded point of view, we begin to understand that all seeming chaos, as it would be spoken in layman's term, underneath all chaos is the emergence of a higher order of being. So that your peace and your calm does not come from what's happening in the world. Your peace and your calm is living from a larger perspective so that inwardly you know that what appears to be chaos is covering up an emerging good that heretofore or could not be seen, but it is unfolding. So that you're living in this space of there's so much good that's trying to happen right now. It's being covered up by the dissolution of an old paradigm that's dying personally, nationally, internationally, globally. But there's something wonderful trying to happen. And so as your perspective is larger than your ego, larger than your little perception emanating from the personality, you're able to walk in the world with a sense of calm and serenity and peace because you are not trying to find that in the world. You are finding that in yourself. Then you begin to understand that this dynamic of peace, as I've described over the years, is the dynamic of harmonizing good, which becomes real to you when, in fact, you have moments of feeling your oneness with the presence. Now, this is very important because as you're doing your spiritual work, oftentimes your mind goes out and says, I will have peace when X, Y, and Z happens. So that means you're living life backwards, so to speak. You're making yourself a victim to external circumstances, and until those external circumstances are the way you want them to be, I won't be at peace until that happens. And sometimes you'll even have a little tantrum. God, I'm not going to be at peace until I get what I want. You see? And that's a level of spiritual immaturity. As you begin to be mature and you understand that peace is the dynamic of harmonizing good that emanates from your oneness with God, then your prayer is, I want to be at one with God consciously. I want to know my source of all creation. I want to feel my connection. And then I discover that I'm having a modicum, a degree of peace, and I am bringing it to the world, and then there becomes a vibrational match to the peace that is within me, and then subsequent circumstances and conditions, which are the coagulation of thought forms, begin to bend themselves according to the luminosity and the light and the expanded purview that I am now living in. If you have just heard anything that I am saying, I'm saying in substance that Okay, what happened there was my tongue got in front of my eye tooth. I couldn't see a word I was saying. Now, where do I get this stuff? From the no place. Listen, it's what I'm saying in substance at the outset. You are duly empowered. You are duly empowered to begin to ask and give yourself permission to have an inward dynamic shift of perception so that you're beginning with I am, I have, you're beginning with right seeing, God is everywhere, you're beginning with right being, I am the life of God, you're beginning with that dynamic so that you're carrying that frequency into the world of circumstances and appearances, and you're no longer giving yourself an out or an excuse that you have X amount of reasons to not be in joy, to not be healthy, to not be happy. You're not giving yourself any wiggle room whatsoever. You're standing in the vibrational frequency of, I am what thou art, and thou art what I am. I am the personification of joy. I am the personification of beauty and abundance and love and power now, even before there is a physical condensation of that spiritual ideation in time and space. You begin to hold that frequency on a regular basis for a period of time, you will shift your entire personality construct, which has been a reaction to circumstances built up from the condensation of defense mechanisms and compulsive behaviors and things of that particular life, things that were necessary at a particular time in your unfoldment. You will begin to stand and watch as your personality construct shifts so that the supreme personality of the power and the presence and the love of God begins to shine through you. And this will not come without wailing and gnashing of teeth. This will not come without a disturbance of the present paradigm within your own being. This will not come without some kind of chaos as your old personality constructs begin to fail for you and begin to no longer work and begin to fall apart. This will not come without all of that. But as the Jericho wall tumbles within yourself, as you are proclaiming the dynamic good as you, within you, as you, oh, you will see the bright and shining future. It will be your North Star of your prayer, and you will feel it even before it manifests. You have the power to see this. You have the power to do this. However, there are some things, as the topic would indicate, that you can't do, but you must do you. Do you realize you cannot make the world serene? It's impossible. You cannot make the world peaceful. Impossible. The world is the condensation of thought forms, beliefs, points of view that have been agreed upon by humanity. And in that frequency and in that vibration, there are beliefs of scarcity. There's beliefs of lack. There's beliefs of limitation. There's beliefs of disease. There's belief of racial superiority. There's belief of all manner of things that groups of people have agreed upon and formed the world that we will live in. You can't make that world serene at all. Don't try that. But you can make yourself serene. You can make yourself an instrument of serenity. You can make yourself an instrument of peace and then walk in the world. As the theme of the month would indicate, if you read those particular themes, they're very good, by the way. You can walk in the world as an agent of serenity, not trying to make the world supreme because you'll butt your head up against beliefs and perceptions and points of view and positionalities that have condensed themselves into the world that we are living in, but you'll be an instrument of serenity, and sometimes you'll stand out. You'll be weird. You won't be normal, because the normal consciousness is to be not serene. The normal consciousness is to be upset at everything. The normal consciousness is to let everything bother you. But you, little by little, it's not going to happen overnight. You'll find yourself being able to hold the frequency of serenity in the midst of chaos, because your larger perspective will be letting you know that underneath the chaos, there's an order trying to poke through. Underneath that particular chrysalis, there's a better butterfly trying to come forward, you see. Underneath the death of that seed, there is an avocado tree or an oak tree trying to emerge. You'll begin to see that in yourself. You begin to see that in all humanity. You cannot, don't even try to bring serenity to the world, or make the world serene, I should say. You bring it from the depth of your being. You cannot change other people. Don't try it. Only thing you can change is your perspective and your point of view. You can change how you see people. You can begin to pray to see the image and likeness of God. You begin to pray to see potential. You begin to pray to see what God has created, even though it might be covered up by parental fantasies, societal fantasies, choices and decisions, defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms, compulsive behaviors. You can begin to see the potential underneath the guck and the muck of human living, but don't try to change other people. Change yourself and change your perspective so you're able to walk in the midst of humanity and see the potential, and then be guided as to who to sidestep from any particular period of time and who to embrace as a dimension of your soul family, even if you have to be alone at times, you see. You, as the topic would indicate, there are some things you can't do, And you must not do, but you must do you. Don't try to change other people's opinion of you or what they think about you. No. Again, that's fool's folly. You see, you begin to change your opinion of yourself so that you're catching the frequency of the Most High and beginning to hear from the presence of God that you are my beloved in whom I am well pleased. You begin to hear that so that you're not living to get someone else's opinion of you to be this or that, higher or lower. No, do not try to change other people's opinion of you, what they're thinking about you. That is a dimension of hell. When in fact you are living, trying to live up to or change someone's thought about you, that's a hell you don't want to live in. You can't do it. You can't change it. You can't change other people's perception or points of view or their gossip or whatever the case may be. So just begin to ask, Spirit of the Most High within my own being, show me me. Show me what I emerged from. Show me the reality of my own being. I cannot and refuse to live in a dimension of what others might be thinking. I want to live in the vibrational frequency of what the one mind, the one life, the one intelligence, the one love knows about me. Now, if you do this on a regular basis, you'll begin to catch insight into the luminosity that is flowing through you, and all of this will become like a shield and buckler from the 91st Psalm. It'll be like a vibrational armor that you will wear. You will walk in the world with an armor of the Christ. You will walk in the world with the armor of this Buddha field. You will walk in the armor of love and intelligence, not trying to get anything from the world, not trying to make the world serene, and not trying to change other people, not trying to sidestep what other people are thinking about you. No! You will live carrying your own atmosphere like a spiritual astronaut through the world, breathing in the Spirit of the Most High. And then remember this, that one of the hottest places in hell, now please, we don't believe in eternal damnation from a loving presence. This is just metaphorical words that we're using, okay? So don't write me about this. But it is stated biblically that there's hot places in hell for those who make other people stumble on their way to the presence of God. In other words, there are people that are sharing their gossip and opinion about others, causing others who are unaware to stumble and pick up on that vibration and frequency. And so an individual may be well on their way to having a purified awareness, and then someone comes in and taints their awareness with a bit of gossip or a bit of their own limited point of view about her or him or they or them. And the person that's doing that is putting themselves under a karmic influence of being blinded because of the blindness that they have caused. You don't want to be in that number. If you don't have anything good to say, shut your mouth. And let the mouth be an avenue of blessing, upliftment, encouragement, dynamic, good song, and laughter. Do you realize there are no accents in laughter? Where did that come from? Anyway, song and laughter and praise, glorifying the power and the presence and the love of God. And then you will learn, as we talked a little bit about in the morning's meditation service, you will learn as you go within, in your sacred time of stillness and solitude and meditation. You will go within and you'll begin to create. Maybe you want to use the word co-create. You'll begin to create from the depth of your being of no-thingness. In other words, not creating from reaction to an anxious future, not creating from a reaction from anything that has happened in your past. you will come into a space within you that is serene and silent, solitude, stillness, quietude, and you will feel the spaciousness of your own being, uncluttered by thoughts and opinions and points of view. It's a no thing, but full of infinite potential. Catch it? There's nothing there, but nothing but full and amazing potentiality. And you'll begin to create exactly how the Spirit of the living God creates out of no thing, multi-dimensional universes and billions of galaxies and solar systems and living biology burst onto the scene out of nothing but a vibrational idea. You're the image and likeness of God, which means out of no thing. If you get still enough, no longer allowing reactivity, even though the pain may drive you to the door. Woo! You still got to open that door. No thing. Nothing. No thing. Infinite potential. Whoosh! Out of infinite potential. Oh, no life. You got to catch this. Many of you are listening. Your back is against the wall right now. You think it is. Many of you listening right now don't see a way out. I see it. This is going to be the best time of your life. You're going to release the world that you're holding hostage to make you happy, circumstances to make you happy, people to make you happy. You're going to release all of that you're holding hostage. And you're going to begin to say, in the depth of my own being, out of nothing, I'm going to begin to feel my deep sense of connection to love and joy and peace and harmony and abundance. And I'm going to begin to feel there's something emerging right now. It's coming out of nothing. It's unprecedented. It hasn't happened before. Because this part of myself hasn't emerged before. It's new. I want to be new. That's what you're saying to yourself, you see. Feel it right now. All needs met. Feel it right now. Everything working together for your good. Feel it right now. Life is for you. Feel it right now. You are totally loved and appreciated. Feel it right now. Feel it right now. Out of nothing. Now, if you stabilize this on a daily basis, fall in love with it with the whole soul devotion, then out of no thing, something will emerge. It might be an intuitive hit, a gut feeling, a compelling action. Something will emerge. And you'll find yourself feeling the good that I'm seeking, it's already here. And you'll walk with a sense of serenity and calm that is happening already. A part of you will think that you're crazy because the world of appearances might be screaming at you really loud. But inside you're knowing, if I hold to this space regularly, consistently, this space will outpicture itself. My body temple will have a cascade of tonic chemicals. My brain will have a coherence like never before. My heart space, beating with the rhythm of peace, creativity. And then this vibration will be the vibrational way out of what appears mentally as no way. It will be the way, just as prayer does not bring the answer. Prayer is the vibrational answer. It is the answer. of spiritual realization that then shows up as open doors, opportunities, possibilities, which are infinite, by the way, beyond the scope of your imagination, beyond the scope of your present, past experience. Woo! And so hear this. To see, to be, to live in serenity. First, you have to just be open to that. You're talking about a rebirth of yourself. Because many individuals are just addicted to the personality construct of worst-case scenarios. It's just an addiction. In the cascade of toxic chemicals, it's just an addiction. So you have to be open to see spiritually through prayer. Oh, the presence is everywhere. To be the vibration. I am what thou art. Thou art what I am. Woo! For real, for real, for real. Not just mental concept. To live in serenity. You know, just practice 5 minutes at a time. Don't try to do it a whole day. No, that might be too much for some of you. I'm not even going to tell you to do it I'm not even going to tell you to do it for a week, 'cause that's too much. Unless you want to come with me on a retreat or something like that, and we'll do it. Just give me 5 minutes at a time. And then another 5. Then another 5. Until you're stringing together an awareness of seeing the beauty and the love everywhere, being the vibration of peace and calm and serenity. Remember, serenity and peace and calm is not void of energy and passion and dynamic enthusiasm and action. No. But that dynamic action, enthusiasm is emanating from your connection with the presence. So it's not from separation and comparison and immature competition. It's from a different space, you see. Different space. It's different space, different space. The space of grace. The total giving is of the Spirit at every point of the multidimensional universe and billions of galaxies. Cosmos itself. So just imagine this, just for a second. I'm bringing this to a conclusion. But can you imagine Jesus having cosmic consciousness, speaking to individuals that never traveled 40 miles from where they lived? Didn't have any concept about global awareness. That was some tough teaching. But he fired up so many, his people around him, that changed the world. Gautama the Buddha, awakened consciousness. We have access right now to loads of information that lets us know. I remember I used to tell this to kids years ago. I used to whisper to them, I said, listen, conspiratorially, listen, I know a place. You can get all the information about anything. Where? The library. Now we just say, you can just go online. You can download all the ageless wisdom. But are you practicing it? You can download it. You can listen to certain teachers that have memorized it. But are you practicing all the stuff that's now available to everyone now? All of the different central figures of Zoroastrianism and Christianity and Buddhism and Islam. It was all different parts of the world. Individuals became enlightened. Now, all that knowledge is universal. It's everywhere. It's not relegated to any particular part of the world or any particular person. You have no excuse. Find something. If you heard anything today, take a nugget of it and just commit it to a level of practice so that you can see rightly, not just try to set things rightly, but to see them rightly. You're not going to make the world serene, but you can see through the world of appearances and see the world that God's creating and be the vibrational frequency. And there's some things you can't do But you can be and do you. And be free. Woo! That's what freedom sounds like today. Woo! Woo-hoo! Oh, yeah. Freedom, baby. Freedom. Spiritual liberation. Woo! And then, Nataraj. Dance! God is the dancer. Come on, let's do this. Let me show you these individuals at this particular service who are dancing with agape. Dancing with the wrath. Kayla Anderson from Maryland. I was born in Bethesda, Maryland, by the way. Well, physically, my mother gave birth to me in Maryland. Kayla from Maryland. She's dancing to Love Train. Let's have a love train all over the world. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. Give a little chat and shout out to Kayla from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to like go into the vibration of paradise, the realm of ever expanding good, and let the feeling tone of that take over our life. Let's do this. Take a breath right here. Right here. Domain to see a little bit differently. There's a broadcast going on. This broadcast comes from within you. There's a song singing within you. There is something within you that wants to express. Something wants to express within you that wants to come forward. You are anointed and approved by the Spirit as the image and likeness of divine and ultimate reality. As we make in that domain, we bring heaven to earth as a spiritual practice. Wake up and say to yourself, Grace, Laurel, in paradise. And guess what? I'm taking you with me. I'm activating my spiritual stimulus package. I'm taking an adventure in paradise. Your stimulus package begins with an awareness that you're sourced and fueled and funded by a renewable resource which is within you. It never runs out. It is your essence. It's your life. Your divine spiritual stimulus package is activating the gifts of divinity within you. This teaming system, you will express them beyond your wildest imagination. And joy breaks out all over the real source. Feel it in your bones. Take a holy breath and say to yourself, I'm taking an adventure in paradise. Yeah. And guess what? I'm taking you with me. I'm activating my spiritual stimulus package. I'm taking an adventure in paradise. In order to have this stimulus, that's Sister Grace, full of grace. Become still and listen with that inner ear. Life is everywhere, joy is everywhere, love is everywhere. What do we see there? Take a holy breath. Feel it. say, yes, I can. Somebody say, yes, I am. Yes, I'm available. We're entering into the vibrational frequency of paradise. Not paradise lost, but paradise found within our own soul. Turn within with me right now. As you've perhaps danced a little bit, as perhaps you have caught some aspect of the teaching, and you're now ready to embody it at a more profound level. Let's turn within. Let's extract our attention from the world of effects and circumstances. If you're willing and can, extract your attention from your own opinions. I know they're close to you. You can pick them up later. Your own opinions about anything. Let it go. Don't try to fix anybody. Don't try to fix the world of appearances. No. Come inside. Come within. And enter into the field of gratitude with me. Come into this field on such a regular basis that this feeling tone of gratitude becomes an altitude, but more importantly becomes your attitude. You have a gratitude attitude. It's where your default system, whatever's going on in the world, you default back to, oh, I'm thankful. I don't know why I'm thankful, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Something is trying to emerge. I'm so grateful. And from this consciousness of gratitude, we allow for ourselves to recognize the presence of the presence that's never in absence. And from this deep sense of recognition, we feel one with it right now. In this sacred depth of our own silence, we feel one with God. There's a whole soul devotion that's emerging now. And the very word that is being spoken from this space is the vibrational frequency of wholeness and wellness and well-being, the fundamental order of the cosmos, of which is a replicant. It's a replication of what's within us. As within, so without. As above, so below. That order is right here. That order is right now. The beauty is right here, is right now. The infinite good is right here and right now. I speak the word for each and every one of us that we may be free today. That deep sense of oneness and wholeness is being reflected and revealed in our body temple, our mental body, our emotional body. The body of our affairs are reflecting and revealing the fundamental order of the universe and nothing less than that. We are not comparing ourselves to anyone in the world of effects at all. We are not deriving our happiness from commercialism or the way that we are convinced that we are not enough unless we have the right perfume, the right shoes, the right clothes, the right car. No. We're all right already. Yes. Nothing's missing within us. So we feel this sense of wholeness. And we begin to know, K-N-O-W, we begin to know that all of life is rushing to this point called us, that it may emerge as an unprecedented life. We're absolutely born again into another dimension of life. Oh my God, how great and how wonderful and how magnificent is thy holy name, thy holy nature. We feel this now. I want you to feel it. Remember, extract yourself from your opinions about anything right now. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in limited perceptions. Don't get caught up in trying to make the world serene, or to change other people, change other people's thoughts about you. No. You're one of one beyond comparison. And you're consciously connected to the presence of God. Just be right here, right now. All needs met. Be right here, right now. Wholeness. All needs met. Wholeness. All needs met. Well-being. All needs met. Perfect healing. All needs met. Harmonizing prosperity. Whole needs met. Divine wealth. Whole needs met. Pure creativity. Harmony and joy. Bliss and ecstasy. Oh, come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me right here. Feel this. Feel this. I want you to feel this. Jason's going to give you a few seconds of feeling tonality. Feel this.
I was inside your soul the day that you appeared, my love. Contain your heart, oh, but will you remember me? This earth we walk upon, it's a holy. The breath you breathe is mine. I'm loving you, oh, but will you remember me? When the rivers are rising, and the seas are so strong, and the peace you felt on yesterday, today there's nowhere to be found, and you pray to be free, and for your burdens to subside. Let me tell you, just hold on. I'm the answer, and pray. Oh, listen again, children, just hold on. I'm the answer, just hold on. I'm the answer, just hold on. I'm the answer, and pray till you realize.
You feeling that? Praying to realize. Praying to realize. When the river's rising, we're praying to realize the presence of God in us, even in the womb and beyond. So we give thanks